What's up guys, it's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity build it video. Today we're going to be doing an all about CoM video for high level players. I'm going to be doing one of these videos for both high and low level players. Basically what this is going to include is it's pretty much going to include an overall gist of everything. Okay, I'm not going to go into too much detail about each individual subject, but I want to make very clear what the overall goal is here. And the reason that I'm making this video is because so many people come to me for help, whether they be in my group or not in my group or whatever. And when they first start playing the contest, there's a lot of mistakes. Now, I get that they're learning, yes, but you have the people that, you know, don't make these kinds of mistakes. They are very thorough with their information, and you can tell that they've done their research. Like, they know the overall gist on how to do a task assessment with minimal error. They know what setting the scene is. They know the order of rotation. They know they need to be moving quickly. There's all these things that they know, and they need very little help in terms of guidance because they've done their homework. Then I get people who come to me for help, and they claim to have watched all the videos, but then it doesn't make sense. Either they're not really watching them all, or they're not retaining the information that they're getting. That being said, I'm going to go over all the information that you guys need to know. So if you're having trouble understanding where, you know, to go next, what video to watch, the overall idea that you're supposed to be doing here, like, this is definitely going to be the video for you. Okay, now if you're a low-level player, I highly recommend that you do not watch this video unless you are well educated on low-level CoM and going to be moving to high-level CoM and or taking the Contest of Mayors graduation test that I'm putting together. Okay, that being said, I have recently put up a video that tells you guys the difference between high and low-level CoM. I'm going to quickly let you guys know what that is. Basically, if you have a regional map unlocked, you're a high-level player, okay? Now, if you are between the levels of 25 and 29 and you do not have a regional map unlocked, you're camping, right? Or even if you're leveling just regular residential homes, only as long as you don't go to level 30 and don't unlock a regional map, you can still play low-level CoM. If you want more information on why that is, you can watch the video about that for high and low-level CoM. Okay. So you're a high-level player, meaning you're at least level 25 with one regional map unlocked, or you are level 30 and up. Whether you have a regional or not, you're still a high-level player. Okay, that being said, the overall technique for a high-level player, same as low-level, is that you're going to want to score as many points as possible in order to hit the top of the leaderboard, right? That's our goal. Okay, now, what is the very first thing that you need to do when you begin your week? First thing is we set the scene. Okay, what level are we? Why is that important? City level will tell you the items that are unlocked. It'll tell you how many factory slots you have. What league are you in? You're going to look at what league you're in. You're going to look at how many tasks are remaining. You're going to look at all that good stuff. Time remaining, you know, how much time do you have left in the contest? This will let you know, like, hey, do you have a shot at winning? So if you're grading somebody's week, that's what you're going to be looking at. Now, rules of rotation. This is extremely important. But before we begin with that, let me make this very, very clear. There are 3 things that you need to get set in your head right now before you even think about playing the Contest of Mayors. And these 3 things are the 3 most important things when it comes to playing. If you can't figure these three things out equally, you might as well just give up. Seriously. These are literally the 3 main reasons why people fail, or I kick them out of my group. Reason number 1, or thing number 1, I guess I should say, is knowing what the hell you're doing. Okay? You have to educate yourself. You have to watch the videos. You have to understand what each one of the assignments means. Meaning, scroll down here, I'll show you. Every single one of these assignments, right here, see? It's been labeled with what type of assignment it is, whether it be premium, non-premium. That is extremely important. If you don't know the difference between a high premium, non-premium, or premium assignment, you can't play, okay? Now, you're not going to remember all of these right off the top of your head. That's why I made this guide. Now, right here where it tells you which assignment it is, it tells you if it's non-premium, high premium, or premium, okay? Then it tells you kind of the rules of this assignment, the algorithm, the opportunity that it gives, and the risk. All of these things you're going to start to memorize over time, okay, as you play through the week, every week. But what happens is people try to play the contest of mayors assuming that they can just look at value and opportunity. And you cannot do that, okay? It'll get you a little ways, and if you have a crappy leaderboard, yeah, you might get a few wins out of it. But if you want to be really good, if you want to win every single week, you have got to really learn what these assignments are about, how many times they come back, what assignments are more likely to come in when you rotate them, what risk is going to be involved if you rotate it. All of this is extremely important. So educating yourself on what is the correct choice, that is going to be the most important thing, okay? Actually, they're all pretty equally as important. If you fail on any one of these things, honestly, you're going to fail, okay? The second thing is CoM prep. If you are not preparing to play the contest of mayors, if you're not preparing your city, if you're just sitting there with your head up your butt, just doing whatever, and your shops are all disorganized, and your inventory is set up like garbage, and you don't have your VU prepped, you don't have all of your house, items, the stupid houses when they ask you for something, okay? If you're not refreshing those to be more, accommodatable to what is in your inventory or cost efficient, then that's part of your prep is making sure that your houses are, asking for decent items, things that you can afford, things like that. Just refreshing those. Okay, your shops, making sure that those are all maxed out and that they have 10 items ready for pickup and 1 item always producing. You also need to make sure that you are prepping your factories properly. Okay, don't just make whatever that you want. Don't make things just because, oh, I needed coins. That's part of your contest of mayors prep. You need to have coins. You need to have cash, tickets. You need to make sure that your city is in a position to compete properly. That is another huge reason why people fail. They fail because, oh, I couldn't do this 3K VU because I didn't have VU. Or, oh, well, I failed because my inventory's crap and I couldn't do these flights. My cash is garbage, so I couldn't call the flights back in, so I had to wait 12 hours. You cannot play the contest of mayors like that. Okay, so you need to make sure that your city is prepared to play. Now, I have videos on CoM prep. Those are not the only contributing factors to your prep, but as a high-level player, one of the hardest things for you guys is going to be regionals, okay? Making sure that you have enough regional items, and it needs to be the big item. I know that a lot of you guys are preparing the small and medium item. You cannot do that. One, you have to look at the fact that it has a cap in which it can ask you for. It can only ask you for 20 items? If you're making things like eco bags versus yoga mats, one, that's going to take up 5 times the amount of storage space to achieve the same amount of coins. 2, if you're prepping, eco bags, you really need to have 11 yoga mats prepped at the beginning of the contest so that if you get that assignment, you don't have to waste 4 gold tokens and 4 hours of downtime trying to complete it, right? If you do the yoga mats, you can get right around 97 coins per yoga mat when you sell them for your regional coins task. You need to have right around a minimum of 20 of those, at a minimum, okay, per regional map, so that you are prepared that if you get that coins assignment, you can do it. All of these things make a huge impact on how your week's going to go. Same thing goes for your regional HQs. You cannot open those before the contest of mayors. You have to make sure that those things are secured and that they're not opened up. Okay, now I have videos about this. I give you guys a lot more details in that video, but that is basically part of your prep. Okay, definitely check that video out. It's going to give you guys some tips on how you can get those assignments done efficiently, quickly, and when you're allowed to kind of let that assignment sit and things like that. I did add a playlist that says Contest of Mayors. It's called CoM High Level something playlist. It's basically the only one labeled that, so you should be able to find it relatively easily. And I added all of the really, really, really important videos that I could find anyway. So we've talked about prep and we've talked about knowledge. What is the third contributing factor in your success? And this is the one that I would say many people struggle with greatly, and that is going to be speed. People drag their feet so bad, okay? Let me tell you, if you cannot get these assignments done quickly, you might as well just stop playing. Seriously, because I cannot tell you how many people come to me for training and they drag their feet. You basically, honestly, should be done with the Contest of Mayors within 2 days. Honestly, really. Because here's the thing, okay? Your overall technique is going to be this. You're going to start off your week doing your task assessment, all right? And you're going to do your best, highest assignment with best opportunity after doing your breakdown and all that. The overall technique, though, what is it? It is to what? Get the highest possible score as quickly as you can. Now, sometimes you have to take downtime for long factory productions, but it's rare. Usually you can avoid them until at least nighttime or until after the streaks. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you get any factory productions that are, 2 hours or longer at main task value. You want to make sure that you get those done within the first 20 to 25 assignments. That way you have enough time for them to come back in the main list to be secured before you get to the streaks. Now, what ends up happening is people will drag their feet and then they'll get to the streaks and they'll end up getting a feed task in the streaks, and it takes them, 5 to however many hours, depending on how many factory slots you have. And then they get a textiles task, and then they get a chems task, and the next thing you know, what ends up happening? They fail the streak, or they can't finish all 6 streaks because they were dinking around all week, right? Now, you may see, oh, I have 2 days left, I have 3 days left. That's nothing. Not when you're dealing with streaks. When you're dealing with your main list, you can avoid certain things, but when you're dealing with the streaks, you cannot. So one thing that you want to make very certain of is that you can either secure those assignments in the main list, or that you have left enough time to where if you get those assignments repeatedly, that you can do them over and over and over without running out of time. In order to do that, you have to move quickly, okay? So essentially, going as quickly as possible is extremely important. For example, I had a girl this week. She had said she had done a regional assignment. Okay, so like if you're somebody with only one regional map unlocked, you only have one regional HQ. If you get that regional HQ assignment in your main list and you open that HQ and it comes back in the streaks, well, it's only open 24 hours. If you open that assignment up and do that assignment, it's going to be closed by the time you get to the streaks. So when it comes in the streak, you're going to fail. Now, the streaks are going to account for like half of your points. Yeah, that's kind of a big deal when you fail them, right? So if you can secure that task and avoid doing it, you should. This is why it makes it a little bit easier for you guys if you have multiple regional maps unlocked for that assignment specifically. For example, if you get a regional HQ task that is below main task value, you should try to avoid doing it at all costs if you have one map unlocked. The next thing is if you have a coins assignment that's repeatedly come back, you're just before the streaks. You don't want to end up in a situation where you continue to get that in the streaks, you've run out of regional items, things like that. All of this information is in the regional tasks video. But this type of stuff is stuff that you guys need to know. If you start your week off with a factory task in the streak, part of your task assessment is going to be acknowledging that and saying, okay, how am I going to do this? If if I start my week off with an electrical task in the streaks, that means that I need to move my ass really fast this week, because what's going to happen is I'm going to do that electrical assignment, and I either have to then rotate a few main tasks hoping that it comes back in the main list, or I'm going to have to proceed with the streaks and hope for the best that it doesn't come back in the streaks, which it normally does. So that being said, what we would try to do is right around 25 or so tasks remaining, we would rotate the electrical in, and then we would try to, rotate a few more main tasks, see if, or not main, main list tasks, like in your list, see if we can get any more of those secured, and then proceed on with our week. Now, our streaks. After the streaks are done, then, and only then, would you pick up and do your highest assignment with the downtime. So like, let's say you had a 3K electrical assignment that was in your main list, not in the streaks, and you are just before the streaks, even if it's 35 tasks remaining or whatever, you're going to only go 15 assignments. No, you cannot rotate that. If you get a 3K electrical task, you pretty much shouldn't rotate it unless you're like at least 20 assignments away from streaks still, okay? And even then, if it's your daytime and it's your active war, it may just be better to let it sit. Especially if you're somebody who needs 2 rounds of downtime in order to complete it. Now, for high-level players, it is super easy for you guys, because what you guys can do is you guys can basically work your highest doorways, right? And all you have to secure before streaks is factory productions. And when you get factory productions, most of you guys can get them done in 1 round. Whereas low-level players have it extremely difficult. They have to not only secure factory productions, but they have to secure all of their upgrades as well, because they can't do them. So they have it really hard. You guys have it really easy. Now, that being said, there is an order in which you rotate your assignments, even knowing what you need to know about these assignments. The order of rotation for high-level players is, and I'm going to show you the screenshot here, wherever the hell it went. That's the task assessment. It's really important that you guys do your task assessments. A lot of you guys get really lazy. You don't do your task assessments. You don't refer to the guide. You just look at the list and try to pick the best possible assignment in that list. It's really important that you educate, okay? Okay, so it's in here some damn where. There it is. Okay. High-level CoM, order of rotation. So what you're going to do is you're going to do your highest main. Premium or non-premium. I need to actually exchange this picture out for the updated one. So your highest main. Okay, I'm gonna be changing that out. It's supposed to say premium or non-premium. It doesn't matter. So basically what you do is you go through, you break down your list into main, rotatable, no touch. Okay, there really isn't any cancellations for high-level players. So basically, if you have, let's say, a 2400 repair, that is a non-premium. You would do that assignment saying that it was the highest in the list, right? That there was nothing else with better opportunity. You would complete all of your main tasks. Anything that is 2,000 points or higher, you would complete. Once all of your main tasks are completed, you would then move to your lowest or your highest premium. Now, that is something that a lot of people, again, don't pay very close attention to. That is the most important part of your guys' rotation. Highest premium. So if you have, let's say, a 1,700 chairs, that is a non-premium assignment, okay? And you have a 1,000 VU at the bottom of your list. You would go with the 1,000 VU over the chairs, even though the chairs are 700 points higher, because the VU has the possibility of coming back worth 3,000 points, whereas the chairs do not. Once you have rotated in all of your premiums, you should have gotten main tasks in return. Once all of your main tasks are gone and all of your low premium or your high premiums are gone, okay? All of your rotatable premiums. Then what? You're looking at a list and you have all non-premium assignments. Which ones do? You do the non-premium with the lowest algorithm rate. Why? Because you want it to have the least likely chance of coming back. Okay? So you rotate your premium with the highest algorithm rate, and then you continue to rotate all your premiums. Then you rotate your non-premiums with the lowest algorithm rate. Again, this should bring in more main tasks. You just proceed on with doing that. Now, what a lot of people don't remember is there's still a technique in which you need to follow. So the factory productions are going to be the main concern for you guys. Basically, the only time you take downtime is when you absolutely have to. And you try to secure your factory productions before the streaks. If you fall into reverse rotation, which is where you basically get all garbage assignments no matter what you rotate, then you would proceed with doing basically the opposite in a sense. You would need to watch the reverse rotation videos. High-level CoM is not that difficult. It's really not. But if you are not prepared and you are not moving quickly and you're not educating yourself, you will not be successful. When somebody comes to me for help and they've got 2 days left and they still haven't hit the streaks, they're not moving quickly enough. They are dragging their feet bad, especially since they're mainly avoiding factory productions. So I know that most of their assignments are assignments that they can get done very quickly. If you get a shops production task, you put a token on it. Okay, you don't wait 2.5 hours for something to finish. You put tokens on it. If you have a flight that's coming in 2.5 hours, you don't wait for it. You pay for it. Okay? If you are sitting there dinking around waiting for an Omega bubble, okay, you probably need to do something else. That is part of why, another part of your prep, making sure that you have those Omega bubbles ready. Okay, you need to be going through all your regional maps and making sure that whatever offer it is that you have for your regional map is a good one. Click no on anything bad. Once you get a good one, leave it to sit. Okay? Same thing goes for the Omega items. You need to make sure that your Omega canisters are at least 75% full. That way you get the offers. You need to make sure that you're not over-collecting things in your past that you could be utilizing towards the contest. Prep, speed, educate. Those 3 things, very, 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 very important, okay? Trust me, the prep alone is going to make a huge difference, but you need to have the thought process stuck in your head that it's go, 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 go. Now, the only time that I usually yell at people for moving too quickly is when they start making choices that are wrong simply because they want to go super, super, super fast. For example, let's say that you have like 4.5 days left and you're already almost to the streaks, okay? And it's just before bedtime and you have this long feed production. Yeah, you could do it, right? But no, you really can't because you're just before the streaks. That wouldn't make sense to take that kind of downtime, right? No. Because you went so quickly. But let's go back through the history of your assignments. And let's say that you had that feed task from the very beginning of the week, but it wasn't blocking anything. Is that a bad thing? No, it's not. The only time it's really a bad thing is when it's blocking stuff and you've had plenty of time where you could have said, hey, I'm going to take the 5 hours downtime and get this done. And then proceed on, leaving you enough time. Okay, you guys, I have to end this video, but hopefully this helps you guys. And good luck to you. Apply those 3 things, and you will be a lot better off.